hopefully it's not. I specialize in customized bespoke itineraries, and I'm truly passionate about family and adventure travel. My company is Master Travel, and we are an affiliate of Largay Travel and a member of the Virtuoso Luxury Travel Network. I am pleased to be joined tonight by Amanda Klimak, who is the president of Largay Travel, and Elan from Excursionist, which is one of my Virtuoso partners, and they help me to plan and provide unique experiences, your guides, and all the experts to make your trip perfect. Okay, so let's get started. On tonight's agenda, we're going to discuss RV 101 and glamping. After that, you will see some of my favorite inspirations and locations in the United States, and we can have a QA in between any slides. All you need to do is type a question in the chat box, and Amanda is going to help me moderate and answer those questions. Okay, so from campers to luxury coaches, RV 101.
Come on, it'll be fun.
First, I'm going to play this funny little slide here for you. Hopefully this works. This is my first time doing this.
Good. Did you turn on the oven?
No.
I'll do it. Raccoon! In the oven!
No.
Don't open it!
Okay, so that might be what you imagined RV travel to be like, but it has certainly changed. And here's a sample of what we can offer you. We will provide you with a customized itinerary, whether you self-drive or have a driver, and this would include your routing, your RV park reservations, tours and experiences, and 24/7 on-the-road concierge support. Your trip can be one-way or round trip. It can be self-driven or with a driver. One important thing to note is that I am not an RV rental company, so we only provide the RVs as part of a package, including the touring and activities. And also, we do not recommend that your only accommodation during the trip is in the RV. Okay. Okay, sorry. So some of the benefits of RV travel. It is great for social distancing and isolation, which of course in the time of COVID is really important right now. It makes long days of driving more comfortable. You don't have to pack and repack your clothes every day. It is the ultimate family bonding experience, of course, next to being in your home with your family the last 60 days. And it is the perfect place to stay when there are no luxury accommodations available. So now I'm going to talk a little bit about the different classes of RVs that there are. The first one is Class A and beyond. These are large and luxury vehicles. They are from 30 to 45 feet long. They cost from $8,000 to $35,000 per week. They have flexible locations for pickup and drop off. They have up to 5 beds and can sleep up to 6 people. They have luxury features like satellite TV, gourmet kitchens. You can see here, this one in the photo is quite beautiful. There's a lot of room and amenities that come with this. And you know, you could even get as fancy as getting a Rockstar tour bus if that is what you're interested in. We recommend that when you choose a Class A vehicle that you hire the driver. The driver will take care of all the hookups for electricity and waste management, and they will not be sleeping in the RV with you, so you will have some privacy. The next classification is Class B, which is compact and cushy. They are from 12 to 24 feet in length. They vary from Mercedes to Winnebago models and include 4x4s. We have pickup and drop off in 25 cities in the Western US, and we also have some in the Eastern United States as well. These models sleep between 2 and 4 people. The cost of these are between $4,000 and $6,000 a week. And these are great because they're easy to drive and park. They have high-end finishes, as you can see in the photo, and amenities. And they are very comfortable transportation when you're on a long family drive. The drawback to the Class B is that there is limited space for the family to sleep. And then we have Class C, which is back to the basics. These are between 20 to 30 feet long. They can sleep up to 7 people in 4 beds. The costs start at $1,500 and up per week. There are over 120 pickup and drop-off locations. They're easy to drive and park, and there's a decent amount of room and lots of availability. But you need to know that these are very basic accommodations. There is nothing luxury about them. And in that photo where you see there are 3 beds on the right, those are all either tables or sofas that have been converted into bunks. Now I want to share with you some sample routes that I would recommend when you go RV traveling. The first one would be Phoenix to Vegas, and I love this one because it includes the Mighty 5 national parks in Utah, which are Arches, Canyonlands, Capitol Reef, Bryce Canyon, and Zion. This itinerary is about 1,000 miles total, and you could do this in, I would say, 10 days to 2 weeks comfortably. The next one I recommend, I also love, is South Dakota, Wyoming, and Montana. Starting at Mount Rushmore, then off to Yellowstone National Park. There's Old Faithful, which I hear is not so faithful anymore. And then you end up in Glacier National Park, which is just stunning. There's an image of it right there. Here's a shorter route that you can opt to take, Yosemite National Park to Joshua Tree in California. This is something that I've done myself. Those are my photos at the bottom, me and my friend Julie. And a photo I took at Joshua Tree, which is just a stunning park not to be missed. And then of course we have the historic Route 66, which runs from Chicago to Santa Monica. This is over 2,000 miles, and you can opt to do the whole thing, or if you wanted to do a shorter route, we can pick anywhere on Route 66 that makes your heart flutter. If you want to do Arizona and New Mexico, or Missouri and Oklahoma. And of course, we would provide all the accommodations and routes and fun things to do while you're on Route 66. And then we have the Berkshires and Acadia for all you East Coast lovers. This is something that would start in Stockbridge, Massachusetts. You can come up to the Green Mountain Forest here in Vermont. You visit me, that's where I live. And then make your way to Acadia National Park. You can do yoga, there's whale watching, see puffins. I mean, the coast of Maine is absolutely stunning. And other sample routes would be Canadian Rockies from Calgary to Jasper, Colorado, New Mexico, the Pacific Northwest from Seattle to Bend, and you can also follow the Appalachian Trail from Georgia to Maine. What's great about that, just like Route 66, if you didn't want to drive along the entire trail, you can pick areas, and of course we would accommodate you that way. And for those of you that love to hike, it's a great trail and quite famous. Some activities that you can enjoy while you're RV traveling are hiking. You can do wine tasting, there's kayaking, there's horseback riding, zip lining, rock climbing, biking, whale watching, yoga, and more. Basically, you love something, we can probably provide it for you. The great thing about looking into the United States is this is the best place to travel for outdoor lovers, and I kind of love that everybody is starting to consider travel in the US again, because it's nice to rediscover our own country. So I'm wondering if anybody has any questions so far. Let me unmute, or you can type it. Let me unmute Amanda. Amanda, nope.
No, I don't see any questions at the chat,
Okay.
although we have a Puffins fan in there.
Yes, that is my client, Stacy, who actually I traveled to Iceland with, and we dined on puffin there, but that's a whole nother story.
Wonderful.
Okay, so now we're going to go on to glamping. What is glamping? Original glamorous camping was African-style mobile camps with temporary luxury amenities. Sorry. The definition of glamping has changed over the years and evolved. The level of isolation can be from very remote to the side of the highway. The level of amenities can be from small washing facilities to tents with air conditioning and luxury baths. And the type of structures that you would typically experience here are canvas tents, yurts, teepees, semi-permanent tents, Airstreams. And here we have an example of premium tented camp hotels. These are places that you might encounter along the way. They have from 15 to 75 standalone semi-permanent structures. And by that, if you look at the photo on the bottom right here, you can see that the tent is surrounded by canvas, but the floor itself is hardwood and is semi-permanent in the ground. Often in these types of camps, you'll have a more limited privacy. You might, for example, hear your neighbors. There is a mix of ensuite and shared bathrooms. There is typically a shared breakfast in the morning. And these types of hotels will offer limited experiences and services. They run from 150 to 700 per night per tent. And you can find these types of camp hotels in the national parks, the Hamptons, Asheville, North Carolina, Marfa, Texas, Catskills, and more.
Michelle, there is a question regarding the RVs. Is there a reason why you don't recommend that you stay in the RV the whole time?
Just because the quarters can get small and uncomfortable over a long period of time. It can be very close quarters for, you know, some families. I don't know, Elon, if you want to add to that at all. I think you're muted as well here.
Yeah, hi everyone. And everything you said is spot on, Michelle. No, the answer, that's correct. You know, RVs are a lot of fun, and you can camp, outside of them, you can stay in them. It's just, usually after 10 days or, even 7 days, some people do, like having some breaks to be able to stretch and, sleep in a proper bed and take a proper hot shower and all of those things. So it just, is a nice way to break up the trip.
Thank you, Elon. So this is, okay, talking about luxury tented camp experiences. These facilities would have from private to 15 tents. They're often in isolated locations with very stunning views. There are usually ensuite bathrooms, although not always. You can expect to find in these tents full electricity, luxury bedding, luxury amenities. These are typically all-inclusive camp experiences, which would include the activities and all your meals. The structures have various level of permanence. The first one in the video there, let me see if I can go back. Amangiri, you can see there's a plunge pool there. And that one's in Utah, by the way. And these prices range from $1,000 to $5,000 per night per tent. Okay. And then we have what we call the true glamping experience. This is something that is very exclusive just for you and your party. It is completely tailored and customized. This is so you can go into isolated areas, including inside the national parks. So just imagine waking up inside one of our beautiful national parks. These are completely temporary encampments that the staff would put up for you. They are luxurious. They include composting toilets, hot showers, 4-poster beds, tubs, heaters. You'll have separate living and dining tents. Before you leave, we will ask you your dining preferences and activities, so you'll have a private chef and adventure team with you. And this can accommodate one couple or groups up to 15. The price for this is $10,000 for 2 nights for 2 people, excluding the activities. And of course, the price would go down if you had a larger number of people in your group. And this is where you might find some of the top glamping sites where people like to do this. The North Rim of the Grand Canyon, Canyonlands National Park in Utah, Zion in Utah, Lake Powell, which straddles Utah and Arizona, Yellowstone in Wyoming, and Escalante National Monument.
Michelle, there's a question about safety with the camping as well. Stacy just wanted to know if there was any details on that, how you deal with safety.
Okay. Elon, can you speak to that?
Yes, of course. So the variety of experiences that you mentioned, Michelle, is very accurate. First of all, the properties that are located on resorts or at resorts obviously have all the affiliated and associated security of the resort. The properties that are privately set up are very, very remote and they require permits. They're not, accessible by most people. I mean, you'd have to literally know where you were going to find it. So, it's just the remoteness sort of, automatically, provides that security. The only option then for the smaller, tented camp style hotels that you showed with all the various tents scattered around, they do provide security. To get to the tents, you have to, go past the front gate, but that is, that is the extent of it. It's not, it's not completely, blocked off. They're usually in remote sort of, fields or areas, but not completely blocked off.
And Ilana, I'm going to follow up Stacy's question because I know that she's concerned about this as well. Are these camps doing anything special to deal with COVID right now?
Yeah, well, all properties, or most properties, I should say, are implementing new cleaning standards and health and safety standards. Every property is different, and they have to sort of work with, sort of state, state officials on that. But we're seeing that across the board. A lot of hotels are in the process of developing, documents they can share just because this is happening so quickly. But if anyone, if anyone is interested in a specific destination, we're always glad to provide, detailed policies and cleaning, guidelines that the properties are providing. By the way, are the bison behind me?
Yes.
Okay,
they
good.
are. Who doesn't like to see that? I remember driving on I-75 in Colorado and seeing a ton of that. Okay, so moving on from glamping, I just want to share with you a couple of places that I love that are right here in the United States that you may not know about. Okay, here we go. First of all, this is a great time to see Alaska. If you're ever considering going in the summer and you want a less crowded summer, this is a great summer to go there. As you've probably heard, a lot of the cruise ships have canceled their itineraries, so you won't be having as many people, in this area this summer. Alaska is great for fishing, for photography tours. You can visit with Iditarod dogs, see the northern lights. There's beautiful boutique lodges, and you can even hire your own yacht if you like to take you along the coast. So again, if you are interested in Alaska, I would recommend that you book this like now because it is going to fill up. Availability is going to start getting limited as people are ready to travel again. This property I love. This is Lake Cora in the Adirondack Mountains. It's a legendary great camp on 1,000 private acres. What's unique about this property is that when you stay here, you actually rent the entire property. It's an exclusive booking. There are 12 bedrooms with 24 guests max. It is an all-inclusive stay, and because you have the whole encampment to yourself, all your food and alcohol and, of course, the activities are customized for your group. Next, we have the Mustang Monument in Wells, Nevada. This is a brand new eco resort that will be opening up July 4th. It was supposed to open in May. However, it has been pushed out a little bit because of the COVID. This is where the Wild West meets the divine relaxation of 5-star accommodations. It is founded as the first eco resort of its kind dedicated to showcase the wild Mustangs of the United States. And it is a sustainable resort and preserve, allowing these horses to roam free in their natural habitat. I'm just gonna turn the music on. I just love it. 30 feet wide. There are 10 on the property. They're luxury inside. If you have children, they will put a cot in, or a rollaway bed, I'm sorry, in the tents for you. They also have safari cottages, which can share balconies for larger families. There are lots of activities here, and they're all included: horseback riding, wild Mustang safari adventures. I'm sorry, they're not all included. The wild Mustang adventure is, and you can actually go out and feed the Mustangs in the morning. There are guided hikes, archery, rock climbing, shooting lessons, off-road excursions. You can take an authentic Native American beading and moccasin class. There are also culinary experiences. This lodge starts at $2,400 a night, and that is inclusive of all your meals, that's for 2 people, and house wines. There are special kids and family pricing available. And I tell you, if you want to go somewhere with your family this summer, this is the place to go. Another area of the country that I love are the Blue Ridge Mountains of North Carolina. This is near and dear to my heart. My family had a house here until I was about 7 years old. It is the first place I saw snow, and I shared a picnic unwillingly with some black bear cubs. Here you can fly fish, hike, hang glide. There are wineries and breweries, take scenic walks. There's a alpine slide. There's a lot of Americana history in this area, and it is very drivable from the Northeast, especially easy to get to. And this is another property that I love. It's Primland in Virginia. This is where Southern Comfort meets 5-star refinement. It is a virtuoso partner, where you will enjoy the simple pleasures at this refined East Coast getaway. There are 51 suites, cottages, but I really love to highlight the Storybook tree houses. As you see in the photo, I think they're really special. It's an ultimate retreat for world-class golf, refined dining, and outdoor activities. And again, you will not feel crowded at this location. They also are dog-friendly. I know that if you want to bring a dog, you can stay in the cottages with them. Activities here would include golf, archery, horseback riding, yoga. I love the tomahawk throwing. I don't see that too often. Mountain biking, fly fishing, stargazing. And because they're a virtuoso partner, you get the amenities listed here upon your stay, and the rooms here start at $475 per night. So that is it. If anyone has questions, this is a good time to ask. And if not, I thank you so much for joining me on my first webinar. And I'm just wondering if everybody's muted. So again, I will unmute you now. Oh, there's dogs. Anybody have questions they want to ask? No. Okay, well, I thank you so much. Oh, sorry.
No, I was just saying this was great, Michelle. I love it.
Oh, thank you, Amanda. I love doing it, and it just reminds me how much I love our country and all that it has to offer for travel. This presentation will be recorded and uploaded to our website, our Facebook page mostly, actually. So I thank you again for joining me, and you all have a good night.
Thanks, Michelle.
Thank you.
Hi,
Thank
Michelle.
you.
Bye.
Can't wait to do it.